Resident Evil Requiem came out not that long ago, so I had a plan to platinum all canonical Resident Evil games in timeline order. This will start with Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Revelations, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil Biohazard, Resident Evil Village, and finally Resident Evil Requiem. Now, there is the topic of the original games. So my plan was to play those after I finish the remakes and the newer ones. So we'll go Resident Evil Director's Cut, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and this is where we get into a weird part of the series. Resident Evil 4 remake, the original Resident Evil 4, I'm able to get right now, but the other original games, I have to pay extra money for. So, I'm going to leave this up to you. If you want me to play Resident Evil 4 before the Resident Evil 4 remake or after, or do you want me to save it until the end of the series with the other originals? I'll leave it up to you guys. Let's get into the game. The game enters in with a news report about murders where people were eaten. It's a zombie game, so what do you expect? Anyways, there's this team called STARS. They send their Bravo team in. They go missing, so they send us, the Alpha team. We have to pick a character between Chris and Jill, and I choose... I choose Jill. For certain reasons. Because she's an easier character. She has lockpicks and more inventory spaces. Anyways, we explore the helicopter, get attacked by dogs, and find a mansion, the Spencer Estate, which will be our main location for the entire game. We lose Chris, we hear gunshots, and then we go to investigate. I find a zombie, and I get my first trophy for killing a zombie, but I almost die. I walk away, and then I figure out I could have just ran away the entire time, so I didn't need to waste my ammo for nothing. Oh, that guy's Barry. He'll be important later. Anyways, we try and find our guy, Wesker. We get a lockpick. I try to push his statue, and I'm killed by a zombie, which unlocks us our second trophy for the game. And because I didn't save, I have to start the game all over again. I go back, I skip the zombie, Barry kills him, I look around for Wesker, get the lockpick, I make sure to save this time. That's important. I try to attack a zombie with a knife for some reason. I don't know what was going on. This was recorded all the way back in February, so I don't even remember anything. I find an arrow and go all the way... Wait, what's even going on right now? Where am I? What's going on? What am I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna say that most of this game was just me running around, especially for my first attempt, because I had no idea what was going on. Thankfully, I had to look at some guides. Anyways, I take a key out of the slot, and I get stuck because I had no idea what to do. I die. I get the arrow again. I go outside, which I would have never found this if it wasn't for guides. I find a key using the arrowhead. I head back inside, get a shotgun, but the wall starts crumbling down, so I have to get out of there as fast as possible. Thankfully, Barry saves us, and I get my third trophy. I find a dog whistle, use it to attract some dogs over to me. I take their collar and find a fake key inside, and then I'm attacked by a Crimson Head. When you don't fully destroy a zombie's brain or burn their corpse, they'll turn into this super fast, super strong zombie called a Crimson Head. I use the fake key and get the real key inside so that night doesn't kill me again. I find a grenade launcher, Rip Forest, and then I meet the goat, Richard. I've never met anyone more goated before. Absolute goat of the Resident Evil franchise. I love you, Richard. Not only does he give you the best weapon if you save him, he also saves your life later in the game. I get a trophy for saving his life, because he's just a goat. He's so goated. Bro, the glaze is crazy. The game turns into a glorified walking simulator again. I then get another trophy for burning a zombie's corpse so that way it doesn't turn into a crimson head. I do this puzzle, find some music notes, kill a plant, find an ancient Aztec death mask, which is for some reason in this small Midwestern town in America. I don't know. I play the piano because Jill's the goat and can do anything. Do a clock puzzle. Who made this place? I get a key. Fight this giant snake, but thankfully our goat Richard comes in here and helps us. Unfortunately, Richard dies. Rip the goat, you will be missed. I get another ancient Aztec death mask. The snake escapes, and I get a trophy for surviving that. Thankfully, Richard gives us the best weapon in the game, the assault shotgun. I then try to leave the mansion. I don't know why I was doing this. Maybe I thought the game wouldn't let me, but it did, and then I was attacked by some zombie dogs. I use all the ancient Aztec death mask, and this coffin falls out of the sky, where I have to fight this Crimson Head boss. I get a trophy for killing him. Find this weird contraption. Barry tells us not to go into the forest, which we're going into. I find a crank, and I'm attacked by this monster. And just like a cop who hasn't had their body cam turned on since Nom, I decide to mag dump her. But unfortunately, she's invulnerable, and I wasted a whole bunch of ammo for no reason whatsoever. Brad. Yeah, Brad. Basically, at the beginning of the game, we came in a helicopter. Brad escaped on his own in the helicopter and left us here stranded. And Brad is coming back to save all of us.
Brad, can you hear me?
I used the crank and see probably one of the worst gameplay renders of my life. You can count how many pixels are in this. We eavesdrop on Barry saying he's going to betray stars or something. He says he's talking to himself. I then go into this room with a whole bunch of sharks. And I'm attacked by this giant shark. Thankfully, I did it again, and I didn't die this time. I get a trophy for killing the shark this time. I unlock this museum room. I find a laboratory with a whole bunch of medicine inside. I combine the medicine into this weed killer, which kills this plant, and I get a trophy for finding the key in a fireplace. We meet back up with Wesker. You know, the 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you. Ooh, Chris Little Fishy. Come nibble on my hook, guy. I'm attacked by this creature called a hunter, which is basically just like a lizard. I get a trophy for killing him. I find this hard drive, which will be important later. I need to collect 3 for a trophy. I do this puzzle where I need to push the statue all the way down. I get a medal, ride an elevator, find another key, fight the snake again for the goat Richard, get a trophy for killing it, I find another medal, and I'm now in a cave.
Stop.
I meet this guy named Enrico, who was the guy who He was the leader of Bravo Team, and he's telling us about somebody on Stars who's going to betray everyone else. I wonder who that could be. He gets shot. We find a crank. I'm almost killed by this. No, I am killed by this boulder. Maybe someone will take revenge from me a couple of games down. I get a trophy for killing this giant spider. I do another puzzle, a statue, and me and Barry, who definitely is not going to betray us, we fight Lisa, the monster girl. I find a puzzle box with photo inside. We meet back up with Barry,
Jill.
and we get a trophy for giving him his gun back, because he's definitely not going to betray us again. Lisa decides to jump, take a leaf of faith. I get to the laboratory and use the first hard drive disk. I find a fuel thing that says don't run while holding this or else you'll be attacked. I use the second hard drive. I fill the thing up, but then I need to walk really slowly because running could blow everything up. So I decide to run. I'm able to do it without dying, fortunately. I use the last hard drive. I activate the elevator, and me and Barry go down below the surface, sister location style.
Well,
Barry's about to kill us.
Yeah. You'll be free of all this anyway.
We find out Wesker is a bad guy,
Eliminates.
and that he has this science project called Tyrant, which is the ultimate life form, which I'm able to kill. So, is it really the ultimate life form? After inserting all those hard drives in, I'm able to save Chris.
You're okay.
I get to the top of the helicopter pad and alert Brad that I'm here. Then Tyrant comes back to fight us. I'm able to kill him. I get a trophy for escaping as Jill, rescuing every member of Stars,
Fine job.
beating the game on very easy mode with 13 hours. Ole mole. I think there's another one. Oh yeah. And then I load a previous save and get a trophy for finding every single item available in the game. I then play again as Jill again. I get a trophy for only escaping as Jill.
Fine job.
Getting a trophy for being in under 30 minutes, 3 hours and 30 minutes, beating the game on easy mode, and beating the game on hard mode. I play as Chris, Barry dies,
What was that?
and as Chris, I have to go investigate. I do have an unlimited gun for being in under 3 hours and 30 minutes. I find the absolute GOAT, Rebecca. You thought I was going to say Richard, didn't you?
Chris Redfield. Everywhere.
Richard tells us that there's monsters and gives us his radio. Rebecca tries to play the piano. And then I have to fight the Crimson Head again. I beat it as Chris, and unlocking us another trophy. I load a previous save so that way I could get wounded and Rebecca would save me because Rebecca's the go. Then fight the shark, and I have to do the plant boss, which I'm able to do, almost dying. But unfortunately, because I wanted to save Richard earlier, and because Chris is a stupid dum-dum, I couldn't have made the weed killer to kill the plants. I get a trophy for saving Rebecca because she's the go. I get a trophy for finding the medal and killing Lisa as Chris. I fight the tyrant,
Sorry I made you wait.
save Jill,
I knew you.
and then I have to beat the tyrant. Get a trophy for beating it as Chris, saving everyone, beating the game on very hard mode, playing the game as Chris and Jill, and then I play the game again to get a trophy where I only escape as Chris. I go back and play as Jill, and this time I was gonna speed run it and get under 3 hours. But unfortunately, I didn't know the horrors. That guy right there was Forrest, the guy I talked about earlier when I got the grenade launcher. He is the one dangerous zombie. If you attack him in any way, you're gonna die, no matter how far, no matter with what weapon. He has explosives all over him, and I just shot him. So that means I have to restart all over again. So instead of dealing with Forrest, I decided to just go from previous save before I unlocked him. So that means I don't have a bunch of stuff I unlocked as Chris. During this attempt right here, because I went to a previous save, I haven't been in the game as Chris yet, in the game's eyes. So that means anything I unlocked during Chris's playthrough, it's obsolete now. Anyways, I play the game as Jill.
Jill, you
I
did a
beat the
fine
game
job.
without saving, because I'm the go, and beat it in under 3 hours. I get every single weapon in the game. I get a trophy for burning 2 zombies with 1 lighter. Don't question the uniform. I didn't play as Chris, so that way I can unlock all the stuff I earned. Get the arrowhead. Key. I have to kill Richard this time, though. Oh, wait, yeah, this was my knife-only run.
Perfect.
Anyways, Becca plays that. I fight the Crimson Head by running behind it, stabbing it. I use the crank. I fry the shark. And because I had to let Richard die, Rebecca is able to make the weed killer for us. I weaken it. And then I have to run around and attack all of its tentacles. This took me 30 minutes and I died like 5 times, so it wasn't that bad, but I could barely hit it and it kept spitting acid on me. It just sucked. I wouldn't recommend trying to platinum this game. I did this for your enjoyment. I kill it after, like I said, 30 minutes and 5 deaths. I get a key. I have to fight this snake, which is easy because I just run up behind it and stab it. You're going to hear that a lot during this attempt. I kill it. I go down into the caves. I skip the spider fight. That's something I didn't know you could do. I kill Lisa. Then I fight the tyrant by, again, running behind it and stabbing it. Not a lot happens during this game, just know that. I kill it, and I have to do the same for the final boss fight, but fortunately, I'm able to use the rocket launcher to kill him.
Chris, you did a fine
Beat
job.
the game with only a knife. I unlock all the costumes.
You did a fine job.
I then beat the game on real hard mode, which there was nothing to talk about. Just couldn't. There wasn't a lot different, but it was hard. And
Jill,
finally,
you did a fine job.
beat the game on invisible enemy mode. Again, there wasn't much to talk about with that attempt. Because this game is so gameplay heavy, there's not much for me to talk about.
Jill, you did a fine job.
And then, I get the platinum, and I'm done with the game. I can move on to 0 a couple days from now, since at the time of recording this, I have gotten the platinum yesterday. So expect that, like, the very least a week from when this video drops. Goodbye.